Welcome, welcome. Listen, I had to put together a response to Geoff Wilson, sports card investor, the Geoff Wilson show, and all the other influencers who've been coming back from the Tops sports card conference in Arizona. Just watched the video from Geoff, and he went through all the changes coming from Tops. And as I listened to it the second time and commented, and I'm going to share some of those comments with you, all I could think to myself is, where, where are are the leaders in this hobby? I mean, the people are just willing to call out BS. I'm just gonna start with this. I imagine there's this young guy at Tops smoking a big ass bong, and he's sitting there going, "How do we increase, profitability?" And he's looking at all these number cards, and he goes, "Negative numbers, man. We don't have negative serial numbered cards." And that's the birth of the frozen fractor. And somebody between this guy's bong session and production session didn't stop him and say, "Dude, you're an idiot." So that's why I'm here today. That's a stupid decision. And someone should have stood up at that conference and said, "Frozen fractor, that's stupid. That's stupid." But they didn't. So let's get into this video. Okay. Geoff talks about all the wonderful things that are coming out of Tops and Fanatics. And the big message we keep hearing about here is the 10x. We're going to 10x this community. My first comment there, and again, I've been very vocal about this, is look, first of all, I'm not against making money, and I'm not against growth. I'm against ignorance and stupidity and repeating the same thing over and over and thinking it's going to be different. And that's ironic coming from me. Anyway, what happened in 2020? How many people do you think came in the hobby versus 2019 to 2020? Did we see maybe, I don't know, 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, 6x? I don't know, but we saw some growth, right? And then we saw an exodus. Why did that happen? Why was there a quick growth? Why did people not retain? And what did we learn? What lessons did we learn? More importantly, what did we do to make it better for new people as they come to the hobby? It's safer now. It's more secure, right? We track everything and we tell you what's going on and you can find information. There's no scammers and nobody trims anything. Wrong. See what I'm saying? Like, we want to 10x the hobby. We being the guys who are making money, which means I want to make 10 times more money. That's really what 10x means. I want to make 10 times more money. And I don't care how I do it. So please line sheep up for me so I can shear them. The current sheep have no more wool. I need new sheep so I can shear them. Any of this making sense? And again, I'm not trying to be anti-hobby. We as collectors should be working together, pushing back, fighting the manufacturers, giving them grief, deciding not to buy stuff, deciding what we are going to buy, giving them feedback. But that's not happening, guys. I'm going to get to this in a moment. Hard no on the frozen fractor. And I cannot believe that all you people out there who sat there and listened to it thought it was a good idea. I mean, here's what I just came to my mind. Maybe they're going to start doing frozen blood samples of dead athletes, right? Cryogenic frozen Ted Williams blood. It's like in the card. Is that I just don't get it. Frozen fractor. Okay. Talked about 10x. Talked about why that's going to be a challenge. And again, also this, what is 10x? Is it 10x more people? People don't necessarily buy. Just having more people watch your stream, right? Having more people download your video doesn't mean they're all buying. It just means you might have bots downloading your video on your podcast, right? One thing I do appreciate, and Geoff's the first one to talk about this. Of everybody else talking about this, he talked about Tops is going to hire a fraud guy who's going to come in and start looking into looking into cases and to ensure the cases aren't being loaded in central breakers, which again, I actually applaud that. My question to that though is, makes you wonder where that was before, right? Did you kind of think that probably existed? If it didn't exist before, then you have to kind of assume that things have been loaded. And I'd be more concerned about that than the fact that you're hiring somebody right now who's supposed to fix a loaded product. It's like, hey, in cybersecurity, like, we've been breached. We're going to hire somebody who's going to fix the breach, but we don't know how we were breached. Does it make sense? Okay, so fraud guy. That's great. Great. I'm glad he's coming in. I hope that he does things to help make the hobby safer. Maybe start publishing hits. Maybe start publishing pictures of what's created so it can't be trimmed, altered in the real world. Here's another one thing. I asked him to think about. Why is Fanatics selecting influencers with shady or questionable backgrounds? Like, why don't they do a background check in some of the influencers? And I'll give you a perfect example. DAP Sports Cards does a lot of shady activity, has a repack product. We'll show you a Justin Herbert silver prism and then show you Justin Herbert with the auto on it and tell you they're both the same card. That's very tricky of him. He sells repacks. I told you about that earlier. I think the thing I find the most damning is that he has his own channel. He goes out and harasses women, and he finds out it's funny, and he brings that harassment of women over to sports cards. And well, we are all cool with that, man. Just go with that, dude. Just go. So Topps is like, hey, hire him. I just don't get that. Like, why doesn't anybody push back on that? Like, I don't know. You're gonna get like, just disgust me. Okay. Other thing that came up in this video. He started talking about they're going to start cutting up parts of the bases and parts of the nets to put those in the game relics and into stuff. And my first thought is how easily we are fooled. You don't think about where that stuff comes from. Like the reason a game worn jersey was valuable is because it's worn by the players, kind of people chase player worn stuff. It's interesting. I'm sure there's a market for people who want a piece of the net or a piece of the base, a piece of the chair. And probably somebody wants to buy the hockey puck that sits in the urinal at the stadium in the Super Bowl, right? But to turn that into relics, the reason they're doing it is because they can get that from the stadium. They're buying it from them. The players own their stuff. So we're not getting player relics, right? We're being bait and switched. And what really disgusts me about this is that Fanatics is supposed to have the players in their camp. But if you can't get the players to give me game used, worn, touched, I don't know, autograph stuff, but you're going to bait and switch me with stadium garbage that's sitting around. And again, I know it's not garbage, but lesser valuable in my opinion. And we're supposed to be excited about that. Hope they freeze a few of those, make some -3 pieces of base product. Guys, wake the hell up. Okay, I'm reading my notes here, so forgive me as I go through this. I just think that's ridiculous. Fanatics can't get them. Rumor is, okay, here's my favorite. They were talking about, Fanatics came out and said, we got a big announcement next month. I love Brian Gray on AIH's channel the other day. I think he gave the best insight on this. He suspects that LeBron James is going to cross over and sign for Fanatics, and I think that makes a lot of sense. LeBron James is all about LeBron James. It would help build his market capability as he grows in his post-career retirement. Fanatics would have that as a major win to say they got LeBron to leave upper deck to come over and sign for them. So definitely would look like a win. But here's the secret. Here's the thing I don't like about it. That's not good for collectors. It's not. I mean, it's good for here's the analogy I've given. I put this in a comment. What if LeBron James decided he's going to send a personal signed letter, not personal, just a signed letter to every voter in the United States? Does that make me happy? Right? Is it? But no, it devalues the autograph. In fact, this is the thing I've had problems with, is most of these autographs lose value over time because when they become vets, they sign all the damn time at these signing events. That's why rookie year is very special, because you only have one rookie year. You have many, many vet years. So if LeBron is the announcement that Fanatics is doing, so what? Again, so what? I don't think that's good for you and me. It means it's going to be a lot cheaper for me to get LeBron autographs in the future. That doesn't make it more collectible. Do you see what I'm saying? Another question which would have loved to hear somebody ask Fanatics or say, what are they doing wrong? What do they feel like they're doing wrong that they could do better? And I want to hear about with Fanatics. Don't give me the general, marketing can be better. There's a lot of things Fanatics as a company is just not executing on. And I think we're all kind of covering up. Like, for example, what happened to that Babe Ruth autograph? Was it legit or not? Because we gave Panini a lot of grief for theirs that they put in the wrong product, but they quickly got a second one out. So Panini, 2 Babe Ruth autographs that were legit. Topps, maybe 1. Those are the things that I want closure on. I want us to push back on Topps, make them better company. But we skate on it, let them go, and we grill the hell out of Panini. I have to wonder why. Okay, so here's my closing comment. And Geoff said this. He was talking to some other influencers. He mentions, I'm not going to mention them because I don't know who was in the conversation, but he says to them, or the conversation is, hey, influencer friends, what if Fanatics does pull us up? What if they do 10x this market? Think about what that means for us. I want you to think about that comment if you're watching me. That's my problem. Every one of the people who are telling you to 10x the hobby, to grow the hobby. Oh, my favorite, if you don't experience it, it isn't real. So give your friends some cards. They're selfish. They know in their minds they're trying to self-promote, grow themselves, make more money, line their own pockets at your expense. And again, I said in the beginning, I'm not against making money. It's the behavior. You're willing to justify anything because of the money you make. How about you make the damn hobby better? How about you make it safer? How about we grow slowly and organically? How about we grow because we want to grow, not because the manufacturers want us to grow? Does that make sense? I am rooting rooting, cheering for a decline, so that Fanatics pukes out the licenses that they are monopolizing, pukes them out. And in the future, we will have many sports card companies and competition and choices and innovation, and collectors can collect what they truly love and not what they are told to love. I would love your comments. Hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully those of you who want to grow this hobby start thinking a little bit more about what growth is. It's like kind of saying, I want to have a baby, but you don't know about the 18 years plus of raising a child. Have a great day.